This is Dana with Engadget. I'm here with the Lenovo IdeaPad K1. This is one of two tablets that Lenovo just came out with, the other being the more business-oriented ThinkPad tablet, and this is the more consumery of the two. So what you have here is this 10-inch tablet. It runs Honeycomb, Android 3.1 specifically, just like a lot of new tablets coming out. And also like a lot of other tablets coming out, it runs Tegra 2. So the question here in this whole review is, what makes this different from other tablets? Well, for one, right here, I'm just going to give you a quick walkthrough of the hardware, and you'll see it at least has kind of this refreshing, sporty design that's unlike other tablets you've seen. One, it experiments with color. It's not just your typical black slab. You could get it in black, but it also comes in red and white, which are colors you might already associate with the Lenovo brand. So you have this kind of multi-layered back face here. There's this glossy panel that takes up most of the back, and it's off-center in the sense that you've got very little aluminum up top here, but you've got this broader panel of aluminum, this broader piece down here. And I think the multi-layered piece is pretty cool, and it makes the tablet feel fairly light to hold. Not light, it's 1.65 pounds, so it's on par with the HP touchpad and the Toshiba Thrive, which are also fairly heavy tablets, but this is at least a little bit, as you can see, a little bit thinner than those. One thing about the back cover here is that even though it is cute, it does pick up fingerprints like none other, so you're going to have to wipe it down pretty often if you don't want it to have this oily look like mine does right now. You'll see on the back here that there is a 5-megapixel camera built in. It has this thin metal ring around it, which gives it kind of this sporty look, which I really like. And then down here you've got twin speakers, one here and one here. And then otherwise, taking a tour around the device, you'll see you've got a very discreet 2-megapixel camera built in up there. And you've got, this is really strange, Lenovo chose to build in this home button, very similar to what you'll find on the iPad. And it's, for the most part, it serves a redundant purpose. You can press it to return home, but you can also use it to take screenshots, which is very unusual on an Android device. Usually taking screens on an Android device is kind of a pain, and that might not mean a lot to most of you, but for those of you who do care about that sort of thing, it makes it easy. You just press this home button, and then you press the volume down button, which is over here. So just continuing this tour, you've got this small little power lock button. You've got that volume rocker I just pointed out. You've got this lever here that you can use to lock the screen orientation in either landscape or portrait. And this is a micro SD card slot. And this is so weird because you can't just scrape it out and, or push it in to get the card out. You have to insert a paper clip in this tiny little hole to have it pop out. It really is like an old school tray loading optical drive. So that's a really weird design touch, and it's one of my least favorite things about the tablet. Continuing here, you've got this 30-pin connector, and this is what you use to, it comes with a USB cable that you can plug into your computer, and it also comes with an AC adapter, and both of them have a 30-pin ending to it. You've got a headphone port here, you've got micro HDMI. This side you've got nothing, and again on this side you've got nothing. So it's fairly clean in terms of ports and openings. Just a little bit about the hardware here. This has a Tegra 2 processor inside, and that should sound familiar because so many other Honeycomb tablets have the same innards. You'll see it on the Toshiba Thrive, you'll see it on the Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1, and the performance just overall felt a little bit sluggish compared to those other tablets. Not that Tegra 2 performance blows us away in general, but the benchmark scores were lower, and just anecdotally, the tablet just felt slower to minimize apps, to open them, to rotate the screen orientation, so we weren't too pleased with that. On the flip side here, you've got a 2-cell battery inside, and the battery is actually maybe slightly larger. It's a 27-watt battery, which is maybe slightly larger than average, but it's not slightly longer than average battery life. You'll get about 8.5 hours out of this, which is pretty average in terms of battery life. So not terrible, it's not the best, it's not the worst, but given how thick and heavy it is, you might have expected it to outperform some other tablets, but that's not the case. You're actually going to get pretty squarely average battery life here. That's been our quick walkthrough of the K1's hardware, and check out the video that we're going to do separately of the software, because Lenovo did do some interesting things on that front. Thanks a lot, guys.